Imagine waking up tomorrow. Everything looks normal. The same room, the same family, the same memories, the same dreams. But there's one terrifying difference. None of your thoughts are actually yours. Every decision you make was quietly influenced, long before you became aware of it. Because the greatest illusion your brain has ever created is convincing you that you're the one in control. Think about the last important decision you made. Maybe you changed jobs, bought a phone, ignored a message, trusted someone, or walked away from someone you loved. It felt like your decision. You considered every option, weighed every consequence, and finally made your choice. Or at least, but what if your brain had already decided before you even became aware of it? Before we go any further, I'd like you to try something. Don't pause the video. Just listen. Close your eyes. Imagine a bright red apple. See its color, its smooth skin. Now imagine taking one bite. Sweetness, juice, crunch. Now answer one simple question. Who chose the apple? Why not an orange, or a mango, or a banana? You probably think you made that choice. But what if the choice had already been made, long before you noticed the thought? Imagine for a moment that your mind is a city. Every second, millions of things are happening with you ever noticing. Your heartbeat, your breathing, the pressure beneath your feet, the sound behind you, the tiny movements on another person's face. Your brain notices all of it, even when you don't. Your conscious mind sees only a tiny spotlight, but behind the curtain, an entire universe is working without asking your permission. Imagine standing in the middle of a calm, endless ocean. At first, everything seems visible. But beneath you lies something, far larger than you ever imagined. Everything below the surface shapes the person you believe you are. Every memory, they've been quietly influencing you for years. Which raises a disturbing question. If so much of your mind works without your awareness, then who is really making your decisions? In the early 1980s, a simple lab experiment forced scientists to ask something impossible. What if your brain begins preparing a decision before you're even aware of deciding? The task was surprisingly simple. Move your finger whenever you feel like it. And remember the exact moment you first felt the intention to move. At the same time, another machine quietly recorded what the brain was doing. The researchers expected the brain activity to begin after the participant decided. But that isn't what they found. A rise in brain activity before the moment of awareness. The brain appeared to begin preparing the movement before people reported consciously deciding to act. To many people, it sounded as if science had discovered something extraordinary. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. At first glance, the answer seemed obvious. If the brain starts preparing an action before you're aware of it, then maybe consciousness isn't the one making the decision, before the figure consciously chooses. But science rarely ends with one experiment. Knowledge grows through many investigations, not one discovery. Other scientists looked at the same evidence and asked a different question. Preparing to act isn't always the same as choosing to act, but instead of running, the runner relaxes and stands back up. Your brain prepares countless possibilities every day, and many of them never become actions. The ones that almost happen, but don't. Which means the real mystery isn't whether your brain acts first, it's whether consciousness can still change the outcome.
But what if your greatest power isn't choosing every thought? What if it's choosing which thoughts deserve action?
Every day, your mind generates thousands of possibilities before you ever notice them. Some researchers have suggested that consciousness may not always start the process, but it may still have the ability to stop it. Think about the last time you almost lost your temper. You felt the words forming, and then you stopped.
Everything changed outside you. Everything changed inside you. Maybe that moment is where your freedom lives. Not in creating every thought, but in deciding which thoughts become actions. Here's the remarkable part. Your brain isn't carved in stone. It's constantly changing.
Every experience, every conversation, every skill you practice leaves a small trace. Repeat that experience often enough, that's one way habits are formed. The more often you react the same way, the more automatic it becomes.
But here's what makes this so powerful. A different path is always waiting. Every time you choose a different response, you strengthen a different path.
It rarely happens all at once. It happens one decision at a time. Your brain remembers what you repeat. Every morning, before you've spoken a single word, your brain is already predicting the day ahead. It doesn't predict the future. It predicts based on your past. If you've repeated worry, it becomes easier to worry. If you've practiced gratitude, it becomes easier to notice what's already there. The world didn't change. Your attention did. And attention is one of the most valuable resources your brain possesses. Wherever attention goes, learning follows. So here's the question. Without realizing it, what have you been teaching your brain to become? We often ask, who am I? But maybe there's a better question. What am I practicing every single day? Because the brain doesn't just remember what you think, it adapts to what you repeatedly do. Every repeated action is a quiet vote for the person you're becoming. One choice rarely changes a life. Thousands of choices often do. Future self is being built by things that feel almost invisible today. Maybe the better question is, what am I teaching my brain to become? If this documentary made you look at your own mind differently, take one quiet moment to notice a single automatic habit